The last ordinary morning in Pompeii fits inside 2 hands. 8 shallow grooves divide the top, and the black crust makes it look more like stone than food. Yet on one morning in AD 79, a loaf like this was warm enough to scent a room. Before ash-covered Pompeii, shopkeepers were opening their doors. In a narrow room behind a street-front shop, a woman wakes before sunlight reaches the floor. Her husband is already fastening his belt, while their daughter sleeps under a wool covering with one hand beneath her cheek. No record gives us their names. Their story is assembled from the ordinary life Pompeii preserved. Outside, a cartwheel strikes a paving stone. Water splashes into a jar at the public fountain, and a wooden shutter groans as another shopkeeper pushes it toward the street. The woman listens for a moment, then places her feet on the cool floor. The sounds are ordinary, and her husband removes the wooden bar from their door. Fresh air enters, followed by a narrow band of light that moves across the room and touches the counter. Pompeii is beginning another working day. The man leaves with an empty basket. He passes neighbors carrying jars and laborers heading toward workshops. Hooves strike the street, and cart wheels follow old grooves through the stone. Smoke leads him toward the bakery. The mill has been working since darkness. Flour hangs in the air, grain cracks beneath heavy stone, and heat presses out through the mouth of the oven. When the man returns, a round loaf rests in his basket. Its top has been marked into sections so it can be broken and shared without a knife. His daughter is awake now. She follows the loaf with her eyes as her father places it on the counter. Her mother covers it with a folded cloth before the child can reach for it. The bread is not only breakfast. Some may be served to customers, and whatever remains must last through the day. Their shop is small enough for one person to cross in a few steps. A stone counter opens toward the street, with deep terracotta containers set into its surface. Clay cups wait on a shelf. A wine jar stands against the wall, and a pot of lentils begins to warm. People stop here because they are hungry, thirsty, or in a hurry. The woman wipes yesterday's dust from the counter. Her husband checks the jars and lifts the pot away from the strongest heat. Their daughter carries cups from the shelf, carefully using both hands. Together, the adults raise the heavy shutter, and morning fills the shop. Sunlight spreads across the counter, catching dust in the air. A customer approaches from the street, places a small bronze coin on the stone, and waits for his cup. Soon, the family is busy. Coins land with a dull click. Cups fill, empty, and return. A laborer tears bread with fingers marked by work, while another customer drinks quickly and steps back into the traffic. The daughter watches her parents and learns the rhythm of the shop. She knows where the cups belong, which customers expect extra wine, and the quiet expression her father makes when he is counting money in his head. Nothing happening here would have seemed worth recording. We can reconstruct it only because the counters, ovens, food remains, and loaves survived. As the morning moves toward midday, a thin ring crosses the surface of the wine. 2 cups touch with a soft ceramic tap. Dust slips from a crack in the wall and falls beside the counter. The father catches a jar before it moves farther. For several seconds, people in the street stand still. A mule shifts its weight, and someone calls from a nearby doorway. Then the ground settles. The cart ahead begins moving. Conversations return, and the father releases his grip on the jar. Earth tremors are familiar in this part of southern Italy. Pompeii has endured stronger earthquakes, and repaired walls throughout the city still carry their marks. The woman sweeps the fallen plaster away. Her husband checks the shelf once more, then returns to serving customers. Work continues because the trimmer has offered them no clear reason to stop. At last, the mother uncovers the loaf and breaks away one section for her daughter. The crust cracks softly between her fingers. A few crumbs land on the child's faded tunic, and she gathers them with her thumb before taking the first bite. Later, the cups begin shaking again. This time they rattle against the shelf, and the movement does not quickly pass. Voices outside fade as people step out of their shops. The mother reaches the doorway first. Her hand closes around the wooden frame while she looks above the roofs toward the mountain. At first, she sees only a dark mark rising into the bright sky. The mark grows into a column. Ash and gas climb from the mountain, narrow near the ground, and spreading high above like the crown of a pine tree. Sunlight strikes one side of it, while the other thickens from gray toward black. Her husband comes to the doorway. Their daughter stands just behind them, still holding the bread. Across the street, a man points upward. A woman turns and calls for someone inside her house. Other people remain where they are, trying to understand a sight for which experience has given them no answer. Opening the shop required no discussion. The family knows what to do when a cup breaks, a customer refuses to pay, or a trimmer shakes dust from the wall. None of those routines offers an answer now. Pompeii will not be destroyed in a single instant. Over the following hours, ash and pumice will fall, daylight will weaken, and roofs will grow heavier. Families will have to decide whether to leave, where to go, and what they can carry. Some residents will escape. Others will remain inside familiar rooms, trusting walls that protected them the day before. The evidence takes us no farther than a doorway like this. The mother watches the cloud change shape. Her husband turns toward the shelves, the money bowl, and the household objects gathered over years. Their daughter holds a piece of bread that is slowly growing cold. History cannot tell us which road they chose. Centuries later, archaeologists recovered carbonized loaves from buildings in Pompeii. They cannot identify this family, but they confirm that bread had been baked, stored, and left uneaten. One blackened loaf still preserves the shape of an unfinished meal. It had been mixed, shaped, baked, and set aside to be eaten. Whoever left it behind expected to return to it. Its crust will never break now, but the divisions across its surface remain. That morning, Pompeii opened for business. By the following morning, its ordinary life would be buried. While the bread was still warm, another morning seemed certain.